Aloha people, what's going on? I am sitting on a bridge on a nice fall day with some nice clouds in the sky, some fall colors still left, but regardless, I'm here doing some time-lapse video and just decompressing for a second, and I was going to give you a quick rundown on Aperture, also known as f-stop. F-stop/aperture, that is what lets in light through your lens. So when you hear that, all that's saying and all that anyone's talking about is the amount of light that's physically going to come through your lens. So like your f-stop, I got this old manual camera. It's an old film Minolta. I'm going to take off the lens. Boom. So if you see that opening in the middle of the lens? That is your aperture, and that is what we're talking about. So that physical opening and shutting, this is your, like when they say f-stop, this is your f22, that little small pinhole opening, and this is f2.8, that bigger opening, letting in a lot more light through your lens. So aperture is this, and f-stop is the actual number associated with your aperture. So again, this is f2.8, f22. So that little opening is the bigger the number. When the number gets smaller, like 2.8, 1.4, 1.2, you're going to have a big honking hole in your glass, letting in a lot of light, which is good, and that's what they would consider a fast lens. Like a fast piece of glass would be something like this, which is actually an f1.7 lens. So anyway, the few things you want to really just know and walk away with this is that that bigger opening is going to put your background out of focus and going to let in more light, allowing you to, say, keep your shutter speed at a bigger number. So if you're shooting sports or something, you can actually have a shutter speed that will freeze the action. That's when you'd want this huge amount of light coming through your lens. Or you would stop down and have this f22 giving you a lot more like focus. Say you're shooting a landscape, or you just want as much focus as possible photographing a product or something like that. But again, that bigger number is that small opening. So when you hear f22, just know that's what you're going to get. You're going to get this teeny little pinhole barely allowing in any light. So you're going to most likely need a tripod, or you're going to have your ISO higher or something like that, or a slower shutter speed, letting in more ambient light. What else is there? So if you're shooting a portrait or something and I wanted like the fall foliage to kind of go out of focus nicely, this is what I'd be doing. I'd have this f2.8 aperture f-stop, and this would give me a lot less focus, keeping my subject in focus and my background blurry and, you know, pretty and not distracting, so my subject would pop. Anyway, teeny little rundown, hope it helps. Aloha. Peace.